You're listening to TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole.
We're your hosts. I'm Kate.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is our show, where we talk about all things Formula One.
And a lot of things that are not Formula One, too.
Because why the heck not?
This is your formal invitation to a weekly hangout with your F1 BFFs, where we'll talk on-track action, off-track gossip, and throw in some hot pop culture topics.
It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned F1 fan, a curious newbie, or literally just think the drivers are hot. Because they are. There's a little something in this podcast for everyone.
Speaking of which, did you hear what happened this week?
No, tell me about it.
Well, it's okay because it's also a bajillion degrees here, and I put no makeup on today because I was like,
well, why are you wearing a sweatshirt?
Because I'm doing laundry and I literally have nothing to wear.
That's psychotic of you to be wearing a sweatshirt and say that it's a bajillion degrees. So I don't believe you. Because it is a bajillion degrees here, and I'm sweating my balls off.
My metaphorical balls. It hasn't been like that bad, but my face is just really red all day. Like, my face is always really red.
Why does this look so crooked? The fuck? I just give up. I'm over it.
Great vibes going into this. Here we go. Happy Monday, everyone.
I just don't think that, I think that it truly should be a rule that you don't have to work and you don't have to do anything when it's hot out.
Okay. I mean, fair. That was the concept of summer vacation, I feel.
That is true. And I think that it's really fucked up that we spent the first 22 years of our lives being conditioned to have summer vacation. And then all of a sudden we don't have summer vacation anymore. Bitching hour is coming early today, okay? And my bitching hour is being spent on
here.
Fuck the system. Summer vacation is a necessity, and I think it's the bare minimum requirement for being a human, and especially being an adult. Like, why do kids need summer break? They don't work.
They don't need anything, to be honest.
Don't need that.
What have they done to deserve a break?
Fuck them Nothing. Kids, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it. I mean, this is great that we're doing bitching hour first because we're going a little unconventional today. We're going off script, going off book.
No script, just vibes. I do have my phone on me, but I'm not looking at it at all today.
We have almost nothing.
We're kicking it old school. Kicking it old school. We're going way back.
You guys let us know if you like this better. No prep work went into today. We're literally just here vibing. I washed my face before this. I do have a stain on my shirt. It's not a stain. It's just water from when I wash my face. Well, good. Also why I'm wearing this because it's dark and I'm a mess today. So here we are. I've got no makeup on. My tomato face is out. I have the Ferrari glasses behind me so that everyone can see. At least I'm not that red. Compared to those, she's porcelain. And we're here and we're vibing. And it's a Monday. And it is in the summer, and there was no race this past weekend, and that's that. Like, those are, I mean, podcast over. Those are the updates.
That's all she wrote. There you go.
That's what you missed on Glee.
Stop recording. We're done.
Imagine if we just literally uploaded a podcast that was legitimately just that.
People would be like, okay, that tracks.
Cancel. Done. Unsubscribe. No, I just really didn't feel, I think it's the weather. I think it's the heat. I was not feeling inspired to like come up with an agenda today. And like the drivers have done some fun stuff. There's been some, and I'm just like, I could talk about it or I could not. You know what I mean?
I think ultimately there's been a few fun things that have happened. Three.
Ultimately, a few.
Ultimately, three main things that have happened this week.
Tell me about them.
I'll save the best for last. One, okay. Lando and George being at the Euros with Harry Styles.
I mean, please.
And if that's where we're starting, imagine where we're going. Actually,
imagine where we're going. If that's the least important thing that happened.
In hindsight, I probably should have started with number 2 as number 1. So flip-flop this, okay?
Flip-flop.
Number 2, Wimbledon.
The
stars were out at Wimbledon.
Stars were out.
Weekend. They were out and about.
Yeah.
Seeing
there was someone.
It was real life challengers.
So there was someone online. And I don't, honestly couldn't. This is why we started an agenda, guys, that we could like
No.
stick to the script. But I
Yeah,
can't
because we wanted to
remember.
be we wanted to inform you guys of things, but it's more fun when Kate and I just go back and forth and we're just like, no, you know who I'm talking about, right? And we can't think of the thing. Like that's why
Did I
that's
send you
that's
that
the fun.
video? Did I send you that video of Kiki Palmer on that game show?
No.
And so it was like it was her and a partner, who was her friend, I think. And you're supposed to make them guess what it is your thing is, but you can only say one word
Okay.
to get them to guess. And so she looks at them, and her thing was Titanic, and she like goes Rose, and it's just like looking at her, and then she kept being like Rose. And the girl's like, I mean, I don't want to get it wrong. And she just kept saying the word Rose and like looking at her. And I was like, there's a full conversation going on here. I can tell because it's how friends talk. And the girl goes, oh
Okay.
man, I'm so stupid. But I'm going to say Titanic. And it was just absolute mayhem. And I was like, that's me and Nicole every week on
Okay.
the podcast.
Rapid round right now. Let's play the game.
Okay, let's play the game. It has F1 related.
F1
I'm going to say
edition.
one word, and you're going to have to tell me what I'm thinking of, and
Okay.
then we'll do it your way. All right, let me think of something.
Okay.
Let me think of something. Well, now it's hard.
Every
um,
word has gone out of my brain. Okay,
I'm
hold
like,
on.
I don't know actually anything. It's like, do I want to make it hard or do I want to make it easy? What are the vibes? Okay, Vegas. Vegas.
Vegas.
Vegas.
And this we're going strictly F1 related, right? Not like tangentially like inside joke Vegas,
Right.
right? It has
No,
Vegas.
no, no. No, I'm not talking
Manhole
about
cover.
Molly in your hair.
Manhole cover.
No, but that was actually the second thing I was thinking.
Okay, what
I
was
literally
it?
in my head I said she's either gonna pick what I'm thinking of or manhole covers. So kind of you got it. It was Alfa Romeo.
Okay, I was gonna say Alfa Romeo, but then I was like, is that too obvious? Like, is that too straight and narrow? Like, because Alfa Romeo is technically not a team anymore. Like, are we gonna go with it? So
Well, see,
I
that would be
was
tricky.
thinking
See, I thought that was
in
kind of
my
being
head.
okay. You do it
Okay,
to me now. We wouldn't be as good
fast,
at the game, I guess. What?
fast,
I want to say and furious so bad,
not.
but that's not F1. It's not F1. Ferrari.
No. Okay, that's a hot take. Wild take. I don't think anyone would have guessed that. No, it's pit
Well, I
stop.
just mean like historically, like I feel like when you think of fast cars, you think of Ferrari.
Sure.
I don't know
It
which
was
what came
pit
to my head.
stop.
Sorry. What?
Pit stop.
It was pit stop?
Yeah. 2 seconds. That's fast.
We would not be good at this game show that Kiki Palmer was on. So scratch that when I said that's me and Nicole on the podcast. It actually is not.
So what we've
They're way
learned
better.
is that that's actually not at all. I think here's the thing is that I think we're thinking too hard right now. We need a
Yeah.
predetermined we
Like
need to come up
list
with
of
words like on the spot like I need
yeah.
we'll do a bit about this.
Yeah, we
And
will.
I yeah,
And we'll be better.
obviously.
We're gonna have to train. We're training. We're you know what? It's because we're not together. I think if we were together, it would be way better.
I can't look directly into your eyes, you know?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
can't really tell telepathy through
Yeah.
the computer waves, you know. Okay,
Yeah,
but
the
back to what I
brainwave.
was saying when I thought about this was so re Wimbledon. That's where we're going back to. We're circling
Oh
back
yeah,
on
we're on
Wimbledon.
number 2, Wimbledon.
Number two, but also kind of number one. Number two that should have been number one, Wimbledon. So I can't remember if this person DM'd this to us, responded to one of our stories, commented on something, if I saw it on someone else's story, or if it was on Twitter.
A
Can't
number of
remember,
ways.
but I do remember there being a photo of Carmen and George at Wimbledon and someone saying, "Oh my God, alert, alert, George and Carmen are at Wimbledon." And I was just like, yeah,
Yes.
likely
Someone
place for them
DM'd
to
us.
be. They're always there.
Someone DM'd us and said, "I'm at Wimbledon and George and Carmen are standing by me in the strawberries and cream line," and
Okay, so
sent
it
photo.
wasn't that. I think it might have
Okay.
been Twitter. I think I got like an alert on Twitter that was like recent tweet. It was like, oh my God, SOS, alert, George and Carmen at Wimbledon. And I was like, yeah, bitch, they live there. That is the least surprising people to be at Wimbledon, like of all time.
Like of all time. Like if you had given me one guess, about who was going to be at
Honestly,
Wimbledon.
that's what we should have done for our question game. I should have said Wimbledon, and you would have said George and Carmen.
Okay, well, we were already talking about that, so that would have been way too easy.
But yeah, they looked great. Obviously, George is always George. Here's the thing about George Russell. Here's what I've decided about him. He always looks like he is on a press tour for a new movie that he's in. Like, he always feels so like themed. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like people go on press tours. So like when Zendaya went out for Challengers, like all of her outfits had to do with like tennis. They were very like tennis themed.
Yeah.
And like when people are out for the House of the Dragon press tour, they're all in like kind of like dragon like silhouettes and stuff like that. Yeah. I feel like George is always like, he loves a theme and he's gonna stick to it. Like he, everywhere he goes, I'm just like, yep, that's what I would have worn if I was going to like a Wimbledon themed party.
The thing is, why does George always look like he's going to an old timey mob meeting? Like, why are his suits always pinstripe?
Exactly.
He looks like he's in the Kingsman. Like, give me a break. Like, can we try a different pattern on George Russell, please? It's either beige or it's pinstripe. Sometimes it's both.
Sometimes it's both. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess that should have been number one, least important. George and Carmen.
Number one, least important. Yeah. So run it back. Number one, Wimbledon. Pierre and Kika were at Wimbledon. George and Carmen were at Wimbledon. Maybe someone else was at Wimbledon. I really wasn't following what was going on this weekend in the tennis world. Number two, we had the Euro appearance, Lando. And let me tell you, Lando was looking mighty fine in his little white button-down shirt with the top couple buttons down. Okay, slut, settle down.
Nicole's really entering her Lando era, I think.
He's making it really
like, you're kind of like I think you're like in it.
You know, I'm in it probably once a year. And
you are. Yeah.
I ebb and flow, but I will say this time around, I've been flowing a lot more. I'm really in it for a lot longer than I anticipated this year. Lando's growing on me, but he was looking so juicy. I'll say that. Juicy. And we also had an appearance of Harry and Louis at the Euros as well. The first time we've actually like seen them photographed together in a pretty long time. The Larrys are popping off, I'll tell you that.
The Larrys are saying, cracks knuckles, my time has come.
We're so back. Unfortunately for George and Carmen's relationship, Spain did win the Euro, so it is not going home, which I fucking hate that chant. So I'm glad that it didn't win. It's not going home.
No one ever wants England to win anything, so it's just
so obnoxious.
No one is happy. No one's mad about it.
Guys, just wait until this. Actually, you know what? While it's, I know we said that we were going to be on a break during F1, but it is going to be during the Olympics. Maybe we should just do like an Olympics kind of podcast where we just give our thoughts on the Olympics.
Two girls, one Olympics.
Who knows? We say we want a break. We could get bored. And then ultimately, number three. The number three.
Well, actually, can we make it 4? And can I add number 3? Yeah, I think 4. I think I know the one that's going to be the biggest one. However, I think number 3 needs to be that Pierre and Kika got a dog.
Oh yeah, Fugly Doodle. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't give a shit about that dog. I hate that dog. I don't want to see it on my timeline.
Yeah,
number one doodle hater. I'm so sorry if anyone listening has a doodle. I just like really, really dislike them. Get a better dog. I don't know what to tell you. I think that. Go ahead. Speak on it.
The thing about doodles for me, personally, for myself, is I think they're really, really cute when they're puppies.
Mhm.
Like their puppy right now, I'm like, that's a little teddy bear. I'm obsessed with it. It's so cute and fuzzy and fluffy and like little curly curls. Like I love it. I do not like them when they get older. I think that they do not age well, and I think that they should stay very small.
And I'll tell you this: I've never met a well-behaved doodle. That never a single day in my life have they
Well,
ever
they're
been
like, we're
trained,
kind of fake. We don't really have to act right.
and they don't. So I just am like, okay, still number one dog in the paddock, Roscoe,
100%.
followed very closely by Leo, and
Very
then
closely.
bottom of the totem pole, Simba.
I can't believe they named it Simba too.
Yeah, of all of the names, it's fine. I guess I just a doodle, please. And to me, it felt like a little competition. It felt like Kika couldn't let Alex have something. Personally, that's how it felt to me. I know that
You're
I
so
know that
against the
going in
doodle.
going into number 4, the two of them sits up. The two of them at the Taylor Swift concert in Milan this weekend. The the
Literally.
four of them, uh Charles, Pierre, Kika, and Alex. It
When we
just
got,
was
I was getting ready to do a little interview for something that we're going to talk about in a second, but I was getting ready for that, and I had 20 missed texts, and I said, I looked at my phone less than 5 minutes ago. What's going on? And I opened it up, and what to my wondering eye should appear but Charles Leclerc at the Eras Tour in Milan. And I said, this is content for me
for
personally.
me.
Personally, for me. He looked amazing. Alex looked amazing. They looked like they were having so much fun. His arm had to weigh 3,000 pounds with how many friendship bracelets were on it. But here's my question. I got a big thinky thought. Did he and Pierre change outfit, like switch outfits? Did they
It
trade
looked
shirts?
like it. It looked like they traded
Because the
shirts.
first photo that we saw of Charles and Alex was Charles had a white t-shirt and a blue button down over it. I think it was a
Mhm.
Namias or a Nahima, I don't know what it actually is, shirt over. And then we start seeing photos of them with Pierre and Kika, and Charles is just in white and Pierre has a blue button down on. And I said,
Yeah, I don't do we think
"Do you think
do we
that
think
was like that, do you think like Pierre texted Charles and was like, "Hey bro, can I borrow that blue button down? I can't meet up with you before the concert though, but like I really want to wear it for my outfit. Like, can I borrow it?" And Charles was like, "Absolutely." And so he was bringing it for Pierre, but he was like, "I might as well just wear it until it gets
yeah.
here, so I don't have to like hold it." You know what I mean? And then once
Yeah,
he got there, he was like, "Brought this for you."
I was thinking that or that Pierre spilled on his shirt
Oh,
and Charles happened to have
he said, "I'm
an
wearing two."
undershirt under there and he gave him his shirt. He gave him the
So
literal shirt off his back.
lucky for you, I have two shirts on, not one but
Pierre said
two.
Pierre said, "Listen, I can't be at a Taylor Swift show with stains on my shirt. What will she
No,
think of me?"
no,
I mean, her boyfriend is his boss.
literally.
He has to be looking
He has to
nice,
show up and show out. He can't be acting a fool.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I just think
that's definitely it.
that those are two really likely scenarios, I think.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I would assume one of
I
the
hope they
two.
had a lot of fun. I mean, Eras Tour is so much fun.
I was dying though at Charles posting the video of his wrist for his forearm with all the bracelets on it, with his like $1 million APM Monaco
Yeah.
bracelets interspersed with the friendship bracelets. It was very funny to me. I
Those
said,
friendship bracelets
he's
are
loving high
priceless.
low fashion here.
They're priceless, okay?
They are, yeah.
What do you think he
I
does with
really
all
hope
of
that they have.
this?
Which era do you think that they liked the most? Like, we're gonna get into a fun little game with talking about this in more detail, but like, which part of the show do you think like Charles and Pierre liked the best?
Yeah, well, I know Alex posted an Instagram post. She said in my Lover era, and she was wearing a pink dress. So that makes sense. She dressed up for Lover. Kika was giving me Reputation vibes.
Yeah.
So
Kika's always giving a
ultimately,
little bit Reputation. Like, I feel like she kind of embodies that.
I think Charles is also a Reputation girly, and I think Pierre is 1989.
Okay, but like as they're watching the show, I'm asking you because
Yeah,
you've
no,
been
which
to.
ones they like, best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say I think that Charles probably liked Folklore because it's
Mm,
very like piano heavy, and I feel like he
mm,
probably was like, "Wow, I'm vibing with like her doing what is it, Willow, like on the piano? Is she at the piano for that? Haven't been to the concert, so
yeah,
I wouldn't know. Like I feel like he probably really enjoyed that because he was like, "Wow, she's good at piano."
that's fair.
And as a pianist, I would know. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
And I honestly feel like Pierre likes 1989.
Yeah. Pierre just feels like a basic bitch to me.
He
Basic
does.
bitch,
Exactly. I was like, what is
1989.
like the most basic, like fun? And I feel, or you want to know what? Actually, I feel like he might really like the red
Mm,
segment. I feel like Pierre would really like that part of the show.
yeah. They're both good. The whole show's good. What am I talking about?
What are we saying? Yeah,
I have
there's
my
no one
posters
that's
here
better than the
somewhere.
others. But what?
I said I just put my 1989 or my Eras tour posters somewhere on where they went. I had them here. I took them down. Maybe I'll put them back up.
They were here. Now they're gone.
Crazy
Now
how
they're
that works,
somewhere
huh?
else. uh, yeah. So that's your news of the week. Let's just go. That's it. Oh, and Lewis
That's
Hamilton was just named
oh
as like creative director for Dior for a new
yes.
collection.
It's
Crazy,
giving
super cool.
Kanye. I love some of Lady Gaga's songs, but what does she know about cameras? She's a creative
Although
director of Polaroid. No, I get
Lewis
it.
is more
Lewis
adept.
Hamilton really does, but it just makes me think like the concept of celebrities becoming like creative directors of clothing lines just makes me always think of that quote.
I mean, it makes me think of when we talked about this a year ago, 2 years ago, when Jason Momoa became the creative director of Yas Island.
Yes, Marina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember? So
So
he's like
funny.
chief island officer or something. And we were like, what is going on?
I can't believe it's been a year since we talked about that. That's
I think
crazy.
it's longer. I'm gonna look it up. Looking up Jason Momoa Yas Island to see when when that story was. Jason Momoa Yas Island. I mean, it's still a thing. Apparently, things are still happening. Oh well, Ryan Reynolds is the new chief island
Mm,
officer
they
for Yas
passed
Island.
the torch.
Yeah, the torch has been passed.
So
Oh,
not
that's
only is Ryan Reynolds angling for Mick Schumacher to be the next driver at Alpine, he's
he's
also got a job being the ambassador, chief island officer.
yeah. Jason Momoa announced as Yas Island, Abu Dhabi's new chief island officer, April 2023. So it's been like a year and a half.
That's crazy, dude.
Crazy how time just freaking
I
flies, huh?
remember that episode like it was yesterday, though.
Same. Because we were like,
It's
what would you want to be the chief something of? I don't remember what we said.
it's kind of fun though to have this podcast be kind of like our diary.
Yeah.
Like it provides moments of like remembrance for me when you're like, oh, remember when we talked about that? I'm like, oh, actually, yeah, I really do. And it's
Like,
crazy how long ago it was.
deeply. This is actually kind of like a cultural time capsule.
We are um
Preserving cultural moments in time for
what
years
is
to
it?
come.
It's not archaeology. It's what word is
Historian?
it? No. Fuck, what is the word called? It's like studying culture.
Oh.
It starts with an A. You know what word I'm thinking about though?
I'm looking it up. This is gonna be a big Google episode. Once again, everyone listening is screaming the answer at us. This is what the vibes used to be on early days. Was us just looking things up, being like, we know that everyone listening already knows this answer, and they're just like, you guys are so stupid.
What the
It's
fuck?
anthropology.
Anthropology. Thank you. This podcast
Anthropology.
is basically anthropology. We are anthropologists. Put that on your resume.
Yes.
Put it on
We
your
are cultural
LinkedIn.
anthropologists. For
Yes,
sure.
exactly.
Anthropology, sponsor us.
Maybe we should go back to school as a bit to be anthropologists so we can take this podcast to the next
And
level.
this is our thesis.
We're getting our PhD in anthropology.
2 anthropologists, 1 formula. New name.
We will be Dr. Kate and Dr. Nicole, and you guys can write in about cultural topics, and it'll be like Delilah, where you can call in and we'll provide anthropology answers to your cultural questions.
That reference went over my head. I'm sorry.
Delilah, you never listened on the radio? She was like, she had her own radio show. I think she's actually still on air, to be honest.
Where?
And on air on radio. I don't know what channel. I can't remember. I think it's the Light FM.
Is it like local Chicago or like regional
No,
Midwest?
it's national. Google it. Get out the phone. Get out the phone and Google Delilah.
Well, you were talking about like older thing. I don't know why in my brain I thought you were saying Delia's. Like
Have you ever
we were
seen
gonna
Sleepless
do.
in Seattle?
Yes.
So you know how like they're listening to the radio show and like he calls in to get
Got it.
advice. It's like that. Like I'm pretty sure
Got
they
it.
based it off of her.
Okay, I've never heard of Delilah. So apologies to Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah.
I
What's it
had
like?
no idea about your game.
Yeah, you weren't familiar with her game, and that's
I was not
okay.
familiar with her game. So apologies. Sorry to this woman. She could walk down the street and I would not know her.
I
Sorry to this
wouldn't
man.
either. But if she spoke to me, I would know her
But if I
voice.
heard her voice.
So
No,
long story short,
I was busy listening to the oldies station with my dad in the car. And then
to
sports radio.
reiterate, we are the Delilahs of F1. Long story
Yeah.
short.
To bring
make
it
a long
back.
story short.
Hey there, Delilah. What's it like on your nationally syndicated radio show? Do you remember
You know
Delia's
what?
though? 'Cause that's really what I thought you were talking about.
Yes.
Did
Of
you ever
course I
shop at
remember
Delia's?
Yes, of course. All the time.
Miss that place.
That and
That was the first
Dillard's.
store that I feel like I like spent a lot of my own money.
Mm.
You know, I like when it wasn't like I went there purposely to like buy clothes for myself. It wasn't like
Yeah.
just like new school, like school back to school shopping stuff.
Yeah.
Like that
I
was
was a big
like when
Forever
I could go
21
to the
girl.
mall and be a mall rat, I was going to Delia's.
Yeah. It was Delia's, Forever 21, and Zoomies.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Hoping to
Correct.
fall in love at the local Zoomies with a skater boy who didn't go to my school,
Oh,
you
see,
know?
yeah, PacSun in there too. I was a
Mm.
big PacSun girly because I loved the boys that worked there.
Yeah.
And we would just hit up. We would go. It was as if we were in the food court going around sampling, taking free samples. But that was like we would just go in our store rotation
Yep.
in the mall.
PacSun, Abercrombie, Hollister, Forever 21, Zoomies, Hot Topic.
Hot Topic, of course, because you had to go into Hot Topic because you knew the bands and you would like
Yeah.
look cool and like hip and like I actually am a really cool girl.
And then you'd pop into
I'm not like
Spencer's
other
and
girls.
see all
I
the-
like the bands in Hot Topic, so I'm gonna like buy a band tee. Spencer's, because then you'd go
see
in and
all-
look at like shot glasses because you're like I party.
Yeah. You're like, what is all this penis
The,
paraphernalia?
like sex section in the back. Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, I actually think this is really cool.
Actually, this is for me. Like, I could so buy this if I wanted to.
Like I've never seen male genitalia in my life before.
It's kind of a shame. Like, I feel like kids don't have mall experiences these days.
No, they don't.
I feel bad
And
for
it's
them.
sad. It's sad.
Do you think any of the F1 drivers had traditional mall experiences as teenagers?
Logan.
100% Logan. Like, do they
Logan
have malls like
Florida. He's
that in
like,
Europe or no?
Logan's like, it's too hot in Florida. We have to go to the mall. Like that's what we have to do because it's so hot out. Do they have malls in Europe? I think so.
Hmm.
Right?
I don't
I'm gonna
know.
Google,
They
are there
gotta. They
malls in
gotta.
Europe? I feel like this is gonna be one of those things where mall means multiple things. Do they have malls in Europe? Oh, it's one of the top most asked questions. Are malls common in Europe? As in the US, Europe has too many malls.
They're suffering under the
Fair
plague
enough.
of
But
capitalism
it
as
does not have
well.
the same amount of excess space. So a lot
Hmm.
of malls are putting development are so yeah. I guess, yes.
Guys, write in the comments if you all had similar mall experiences growing up.
I mean, I feel like Pierre was definitely a mall rat.
100%.
He was
Pierre
buying the
gives mall
newest.
rat vibes.
Yeah, like he was buying shoes and he was in like Zoomies and he was in what was that one store that was like all shoes? It wasn't like DSW or anything like that. It was
All I'm thinking about is lids.
okay, yeah, I was also thinking about like I feel yeah. Yeah. Pierre was definitely at Lids a lot.
Yeah.
And he would get like LA hats even though he was from France, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man, I'm looking at some photos of European malls and they are huge. Let me tell you. Wow. That is a massive mall. This one has a whole column that is an aquarium.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a mall for me.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. Wonder where that's at. Anyways, definitely malls in Europe, so confirmed.
Do you think similarly to we have the Mall of America? Do you think they have the Mall of Europe?
Oh, I would assume. I feel like that's a definite.
I have to assume. All
Yeah.
right.
Anyways,
Back to scheduled programming.
unscheduled
Let's
scheduled programming.
let's tell the people what we've got going on in 2 weeks.
We have something very exciting happening. We announced this on our Instagram at the end of last week, but this coming August, coming soon in August. I feel like I'm like announcing a movie like a trailer. This
Yeah.
August, Nicole and I are going to be doing something very fun on the podcast, and you are going to be getting mini-sodes every single weekday in August. Maybe not for the last week. I don't know, TBD. But we are hosting TG1F's not national, but for us, National Read an F1 Romance Novel Month. And we are literally so excited about it. It's something that we've been working on for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months at this point.
Mhm.
Noodling on the idea. Um, we know that a lot of people in our community, so a lot of you who are listening, people that follow us on Instagram, are really into reading and book talk, and especially reading romance novels. And uh, there's just so many F1 romance novels that are coming up. And, you know, a lot of people have found us through authors of F1 romance novels. You know, Lauren Asher's Dirty Air series kind of brought a lot of people in to the TG1F community, and we love sharing recommendations
Mhm.
for people who want to get into the F1 romance space. And we're always hearing from new authors and new books and people wanting to, you know, share their work with our audience and come on the podcast and all of this, and we love to do that, but we wanted to find a way where we could kind of have everything in one place and give all of this information so it's not piecemeal, it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. So August is traditionally known and officially known as National Read a Romance Novel Month, and we said not for us. We're rebranding because you know we love a rebrand around here, and it is now National Read an F1 Romance Novel Month. So every single weekday in August, you'll get a new mini-sode from Nicole and I, interviewing a different author of an F1 romance novel or novels, and we'll be talking to them about their work and what inspired them. You'll get the plot overview of their books, themes, tropes, spice level, characters, kind of, you know, a little bit of a preview of what you can expect. So if you haven't read all of the books, don't worry, you don't have to.
Mhm.
This is more of like, we're filling your bookshelf, we're filling your to be read list, your TBR. So if you haven't read a book, you can still listen to the episode. We're not giving away spoilers. It'll be more of kind of a, here's this book, here's what it's about, put it on your list. And then also every day that we have a new episode come out, we'll be hosting a giveaway with that author for some super fun exclusive TGNF merch and a signed copy of that author's work. At the end of the month, we're hoping to do a really big group giveaway with like a huge haul of every single book that we've discussed over the month, and some TGNF merch. So it should be really, really fun. And we've already had some awesome conversations with these authors. So
Yeah.
my TBR is stacked right now, and I'm
Mhm.
really excited to dive in.
Yeah, same. It's been really fun. I have really enjoyed, like, going into this, you're kind of like, oh, how many different ways can you write about an F1 romance novel? Right. But every single book that we have heard about, I'm like, oh my God, it sounds so good and not like all of the other ones, which is crazy. So I just think that this is such a testament to, if you have an idea and you want to write a book, write
Do
the
it.
book,
Yeah.
because your ideas are wanted, they're needed, and they're unique to yourself and to your experiences. And I think no matter what, there's going to be someone out there who's going to resonate with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I am excited for you guys to hear a little bit more about some of these authors and where they draw inspiration from and how they're reflected in their characters and in their storylines. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. And like we said, the minisodes are probably like 15-20 minutes every day. So you can really
Yes.
get, a quick hitter of these stories and of these authors. So soon,
Yeah.
2 week countdown really until our
I
first episode.
know. I can't believe it. I'm really excited. It's been really fun and like really cool to see like all the different ways that these different authors' own personal life experiences have translated themselves into these novels. And like you said, all the different ways that you can write an F1 romance. So some of them are, you know, driver person that works in the sport, some are driver drivers, some are enemies to lovers, some are workplace romance, some are it's just like it goes on, and I think each book has something really, really unique and fun to offer. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see what everyone thinks, and give you all the books that you need to read for the foreseeable future, basically.
Foreseeable future. Yeah, you're gonna be booked and busy once the colder
Yeah,
weather comes into play.
booked and
So
busy, pun
but
intended. But
all right, let's play a fun little game. Before we get into it, though, I wanted to tell you a story so we don't run out of time. This weekend,
okay.
I was out at karaoke. That's why my voice sounds like this, because I was singing karaoke this weekend. And um, my brother's roommate brought a friend, and he was like, "Oh, you like Formula One?" He's British. He's like, "Oh, you like Formula One?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so then he started like talking to me about all these things. Mind you, we're at the bar. I don't really want to talk. I'm just like, I'm trying to hang out with my friends. And so he's like telling me, "Oh, what do you think about Williams? What do you think about Mercedes? What do you think about Carlos? Blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Fantastic." So I'm giving him all of my opinions, and then I'm kind of just like, I leave the conversation because I'm like, whatever. And my brother comes up to me and he goes, "Yeah, that guy said that all of your opinions were cap." And I
Or
said,
what?
"Cap. Are you not in on the lingo? Is
No,
this a new
dude,
thing?"
I'm so old.
Okay.
I don't know
So
anything.
basically it means like lies. Like it's basically like not good. It's like when you say that's cap, you're like, that's bullshit, basically. And I was like, does he know that I get paid for my opinions? He doesn't. And he was trying to
Yeah.
run his mouth. He was like, "Oh, like I have a friend who's on like the Mercedes garage and blah 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 blah." And I was like, okay. And this is why we still do what we do, because you still have to experience this in the real world. And I just was like, I mean, I didn't say anything to him. I was like, I don't care. Does he know? Does he, not to be like, does he know who I am? But I was like, Kyle, does he have any context other than that, like, I like Formula One? Like, does he know that I get to do all of this shit? Because I have pretty good opinions sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just was like, we still dealing with this.
Keeps you humble.
Keeps you humble. And I was just like, bruh.
Keeps you young.
I was like, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I was just like,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's get into our game.
Yeah, we're basically going to do what we did earlier with Pierre and Charles, and we're going to assign F1 drivers to Taylor Swift eras to celebrate Pierre and Charles going to the Eras tour.
Just
I
feels
feel like
great.
I feel like this can be like rapid fire. And I'm not explaining my answers because I shouldn't have to. You know what I mean?
You guys can think about what that means to you.
Yeah. Okay, let me get I don't know why, but sometimes I still do need a list of all the drivers
No,
because I
same. Like,
start thinking
I
about it
feel
and I'm
like
like,
there's always like one team I forget.
yeah. All right. Max,
Folklore.
1989.
Actually, sorry, no, not Folklore. Evermore.
Okay. Lando, Speak Now.
1989.
Charles, I said Folklore.
Reputation.
Carlos, Lover.
Red.
Oscar,
Debut.
self-titled. Yeah. 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 Checo, Red.
Midnight.
Ooh, good one. I kind of forgot about Midnight, to be honest. George,
Folklore.
I was going to say Folklore too. I think George is definitely Folklore.
Actually,
Lewis.
no. Georgia's Tortured Poets Department.
Oh my God. I forgot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lewis.
Also Tortured Poets.
I want to give Lewis Lover.
Okay.
Alonso, Red.
1989.
Lance. I'm
Speak
giving
Now.
Lance. I was going to say
Actually,
Speak Now. I just was literally about to say Speak Now.
either Speak Now or Fearless.
Mm. Yeah. Nico Hulkenberg, Midnights.
Reputation.
Yuki, 1989.
Lover.
Danny, 1989. It's got to be.
1989.
Why do they have Ollie Bierman on here? Oh, because I guess he's driven once. Skip. Pierre, we've already discussed. K-Mag, Reputation.
Red.
Alex Albon, Debut.
Speak Now.
Esteban, Torture Poets
Midnight.
Department. Joe, Midnights.
Reputation.
Logan, Lover.
Debut. What did you say?
I said Lover.
I said debut.
Valtteri, Speak Now.
Yeah, Speak Now feels right.
It feels right for him.
It's speaking to me, you could say.
It's speaking now to me. That's it. Crushed it.
I feel good about that.
I feel really good about that. I don't remember what I said for any of them, but I felt good about it in the moment. No thoughts, no explanations, just vibes. First thought that came to the mind.
First thought. We'll have to do at some point. We'll have to do forced blind rankings. We'll do that next week.
Yeah. What are you? Like what do you think people would think that your vibes are?
Okay, no, I'll say what I think yours are.
Yeah, I mean your reputation. You just are.
For me, the thing is I know that you would say that you're 1989. And I do agree with that because I think that album is really Taylor's like love letter to herself and like her friendships and like finding herself. And I think that that's such a beautiful message. And I love that you are also someone who cares deeply about their friends and loves to have fun and, you know, makes really incredible memories. So that's why, I mean, like, I agree that you are 1989 and not just because you like that album.
Thank you. And your reputation because you just are yourself. And I feel like you very much embody the idea of like, can think what they want, but I don't care. like what you think. It's also it's very, I feel like Reputation very much gives like Fall Out Boy, I don't care. Like, I don't care what you think as long as it's about me.
'Cause it's about me.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm like, that line is very like Reputation coded, I think. And I think that that's just very much you. And I think that you know that you are strong and independent, and, you know, things can like look bad, or like people can say what they want. And you're like, if you don't like me, then don't. So,
Like we said
like, I know
in our
that that's like
call.
your favorite. And I know you would also say that you like love that album, but I
Yeah.
really do think that like that is you.
Yeah.
It makes
No,
sense that that's your fave.
I mean, it makes sense why we have our favorites. We're drawn to
Yeah.
them because of,
I
just
mean,
like
I
we
would say
told
a close second for me is Midnights. I like really do. I like fuck up a Midnights listen.
my second fave is Speak Now. And
Mm,
it's mostly because it's nostalgic. Like, I am just so, every time I put that album on, I'm 14 in my bedroom thinking about my high school crush. Like,
yeah,
that's where I'm at, and times were so simple back then.
so simple. I know that's 1989 for me. That was my first one that I really got into Taylor with, and I just had it in my car, and I think it stayed in my CD player for a full year.
I mean, that CD slapped. It had New Romantics on it. Like, are you
Well, good.
kidding
No,
me?
literally. Like,
It was so
are we
good.
out of the woods yet? Are we out of the wood? Like, it was literally like banger after banger after banger, except for Welcome to New York.
And even now, I don't mind Welcome to New York. Like, for me, Reputation, like, the only song I really don't like on Reputation is Gorgeous, because I hate the baby at the beginning. And I know it's Blake and Ryan's baby, but like, I hate the baby and I just wish it
Yeah,
wasn't there.
yeah, that's
It's
fair.
giving,
That's fair.
Harry, we want to say goodnight to you. Like, I hate
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate it.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So things
Fair. I
you
mean,
guys have learned about me today. I hate doodles and I hate baby sound songs.
you needed to know something.
And we're starting where we're ending where we started with fuck them kids. Okay?
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. And that's that. And that's all we've got to say about that. So signing off with a
See
love
you
you
on the
guys.
internet.
See you on the internet.
Fuck them kids.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of TG1F, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole.
If you like what you heard, don't miss out on the fun between episodes.
Keep up with the chaos on Instagram at 2girls1formula. That's spelled out TWO girls numerical 1 formula.
And check out our website, twogirls1formula.com, to shop cute fan-made F1 merch.
See you next week.
But like we said, in the meantime, we'll see you on the internet.